And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Stream PC, episode 18. We're legal, boys. We are legal. 18 episodes in. Today, we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to be going over some of the comments that we've been getting, and we're going to kind of address those here live on the podcast. Let's get it. All right, boys. One of our videos recently popped off, did pretty well numbers. We don't need to say this out loud because they're not that well. You know, everybody just make fun of us. But well for us, well for the podcast. And it's funny because I think the episode that decided to go off was on the topic of money, which everybody likes to say it's not about the money, but yet we made a video about money and everybody wanted to engage with it. So with that being said, a lot of people agreed with us. A lot of people disagreed with us. Oh, the wonderful world of the internet. And they had some things to say. Did you guys see any of the comments beforehand?
I scanned them.
I kind of just scanned over it, to be honest.
All right. So if we play back the clip, which we're not going to do here, but if we played it back, it was on the part where you were speaking, Lucky, and you were talking about potentially Twitch charging us, you know, to actually stream. And I made the comment at some point where I was like, well, my subs would pay for it. And of course somebody went in there and cried and was like, well, it shouldn't be about that, which if you went back and watched the episode, my friend, you would see that that's not what the meaning was, but okay. I still think, you know, for established streamers, which would be, you know, typically I think when I say established, I mean, you know, like 6+ months as an affiliate, I would say, not even then for some people, but I think a lot of them would be super okay with it because I think their subs would pay for it. Now, again, the guys just starting out or the people like we talked about a couple episodes ago that cheated their way to affiliate, of course they wouldn't have any revenue for it. So it would be rough. But a big part of what I was trying to say, and I still really believe till right now, is that there would be less competition on the platform if you charged for it. You know, and then we talked about in that episode, which is like, I believe 2 episodes ago now, how if there was no incentive to make money, again, there would be a big chunk of the competition gone. Competition gone, I don't think means less money for Twitch, which a lot of people end up saying in those comments. Yes, they believe that Twitch would make less money. I don't think they would. Now, hear me out on this, all right? So you have a favorite streamer that you like to watch, right? Do you guys just have one streamer that you like to watch? Do most people just have one? You think people only have a single streamer they like to watch? I don't think so. I think a lot of people have, you know, a couple of go-tos to watch. They have a couple different games that they like. Just because somebody likes me doesn't mean I play Minecraft, because I sure to hell don't, right? So they probably have a favorite Minecraft streamer. So I think maybe people might, you know, stand together and protest and be like, oh, okay, fine, I ain't doing this. They'll come back. Somebody also made a point to say that YouTube would be the next big thing because people would go over there if Twitch started charging. That's true. But how has it worked for you, Sauce? And I'm speaking mostly to you right now because we've moved over to YouTube slightly. How is it getting Twitch people over there? Viewers. How's it getting the Twitch people to convert to YouTube?
I think trying to get anybody to move anywhere is not easy. Like, people like to be where they're at. So trying to get your viewer base to go somewhere else is borderline impossible. If you are moving somewhere, you should expect to be starting over whenever you move over there, or pretty close to starting over. Now, you are starting over with a lot of experience, and you might have some people that go over there with you, but if you're averaging like 10 people, don't expect 10 people to go over there with you. It's not going to happen. I mean, I don't have 10 people from my Twitch stream that pop into my YouTube streams. Like, I'll have a few that'll do it and pull up both streams, or I'll have a few that'll go in there and just tab that one up while they're working or whatever. But I don't have the majority of people that are watching stream on Twitch want to watch stream on Twitch. So,
right. I think they just like the UI better. I think they're just more comfortable. They feel like they earn something because of the channel points that we've discussed in previous episodes. They just feel more comfortable with Twitch. It's not that it's a better viewing experience. It's shit. You can get 4K over on YouTube, but everybody's watching. Well, majority, not everybody. Let me backtrack there. Majority are watching on their mobile, which are mobile. Most of them don't even support watching YouTube in 4K. I know mobile phones are better than 4K nowadays, but the apps do not allow 4K on most mobile devices. So With that being said, it's not about the quality, which is, you know, a subject that we've gotten into several times in the past. Is like you can have, you know, decent quality. It doesn't have to be the best and still have a good audience. So I think that's interesting. Lucky, I just want to point out though, I do love that you were speaking in the majority of that clip and it popped off, buddy. I think, you know, it shows the potential of the Stream PC when Lucky Bard gets active. You know what I'm saying? But let me read this off. Let me read this off to you. Right. They're like, oh, he does speak. He's not just a pretty face. I'm gonna read this off to you guys, and I guess we'll just discuss them one by one. Does that sound good to you? Or
let's get it.
I'll do my best.
I don't know if I want to shout these people out, man. They were kind of rude.
You don't have to say their name if you don't want to.
One person said Twitch would make less skull face. Oh, they're dead. Oh my god, they died. Twitch would make less. So I think maybe in the beginning, like I said, I think they would. I think there'd be some kind of culture shock. I feel like there'd be some mini protests going on. Everybody would be like, you know. But I think in the long run, I don't think so. Because if you understand how ad revenue works, it's about total amount of people that watch it. So again, if you have a favorite streamer to go to, after the one that can't afford to pay or be there, they're still going to make their ad revenue. You're still there because you're watching somebody else. Potentially, like I said in the beginning, it might be rough. But give it time and everybody will get bored and they'll want to go back to Twitch because, you know, again, YouTube doesn't really, I don't feel like they reward the viewer at all. So they'd be back.
All right. So I honestly, I agree with the commenter, and I'm going to say it for one particular reason that you brought up.
Mr. Potato
Ad revenue. Ad revenue is going to be affected by the amount of people that are watching. Who do you think's watching? Do you think it's just people that have never looked at streaming or never done anything like that? Or are they the people that are streaming to like one or two people, supporting their friends, doing all that type of stuff? Who do you think is more likely to be actually watching? Do you think there's just a plethora of people that have never looked at streaming that are on the platform just watching? I'm sure there's quite a few, but a vast majority of people try to stream whenever they're comfortable on Twitch. And if you have that barrier for someone having to pay money to do so, they're not going to want to do that. And if it pisses off enough people, things change. Like we saw things change recently. Like this isn't very recently, but everybody remembers that stupid Sonic the Hedgehog movie that came out whenever he had those weird teeth and everyone was like very upset with how his teeth looked. And there was a big mass protest online about it.
Looked
and
horrible,
they
by the way.
literally, yeah, it was scary, but they literally changed it because there was a mass protest and people were upset with it. If people raise enough of a stink, things will change.
That's a bit of a stretch because people have been complaining about Twitch for years on all kinds of things, discoverability, you know, all that. So, I mean,
yeah, but how often has Twitch charged you money to stream on their platform?
They charge us right now. They take 50% on top of taxing us when we get paid. They're taking more than 50%. People don't even realize it.
Money without them. But what if they're taking 50% plus an extra $10 every single month?
They're basically doing that now. They charge you to give you a payout.
Out of my wallet every month.
Go look at your payout.
It's 75 cents. It's 75 cents. Sir.
Mine was more than that. I challenge you to go look at it after this again.
I just did.
My point is though, right? Like somebody else commented a little bit later on here and said there would be less competition, less people to mindlessly scroll through, right? Again, you're still gonna, like I said in the beginning, maybe they go over to YouTube, maybe they try it out. Again, it just doesn't feel as rewarding to watch on YouTube. It just doesn't. And a lot of YouTubers have different styles. Now, you take all the Twitch streamers and you send them over to YouTube. Most of those guys that would be affected and want to go over there are the guys that aren't doing the right things now as it is. So they would just go over there and not have the skills that they need to chat and do everything that they do. Now there's less incentive to chat anyways, right? Now, YouTube is a little bit better with discoverability. I'll give you that, right? But I think Twitch stands. I think it stays because there's already such a mass group of people that are successful. There is a mass group of people that will use their Twitch subs to pay for it. So I think it still works out. Now, if they started off this way, I think you're right. I don't think they'd survive. But in today's day and age of them already being established as a platform, I think they would survive and I think they'd do well. I do not think it would end them or hurt them as bad as everybody thinks it would.
When you're talking about an established streamer, what's your criteria for it? Like if you're talking about somebody that's like one of us, like we're in the top like 2% of Twitch, right? So if you're talking about the top 2% of Twitch, that's 98% of Twitch that is quote unquote not in a position that you are talking about where their subs can pay for it or things like that. So they're literally just being charged out of pocket with little hope that they're going to be getting that money back every single month.
Why do they stream now as it is?
Because they enjoy it. It's fun.
All of them?
Well, obviously, some of them want to make money from it.
Right. They all have a dream. They all have a dream that they're going to make it as a content creator and be famous. A lot of people are not in the same boat. There are a lot of people who financially struggle. Yes, I know that. I'm one of those many people. But for the ones that don't, who believe in themselves and think that they really have a shot at it and they have this dream, they would pay for it and they'd still be there. Again, a big chunk of that people would not. I totally get what you're saying. But I think at that point, it would only help the more, the top, I would say maybe even 5%, just to keep it a low but yet reasonable number, would still thrive, if not even better, as the streamer, because more people would either convert to viewers or their viewers would come to them. So then we'd see an increase in subs, we'd see an increase of viewers, we'd have better discoverability. It is positives for us. Now, somebody commented on there and also said, let me read it exactly so I don't say what I'm trying to say here. No matter what, the process should be from the bottom up, not the top down. While I agree with that sentence, we're talking about a business. We're talking about a company that has a parent company looking over their shoulder, correct? So do you think they're really worried about the bottom up? Do you really think that they are? I don't. Right?
I mean, obviously they're not. They've showed us time and time again that they're not really.
I was about to say.
I mean, they just showed us something you just told me before we started this that I had no idea is what?
Yeah, the stream cost or the price of subscriptions in the US are going to be going up.
Oh man, they're really thinking of the little guys. Really thinking about those little guys there, aren't we? No, they're not. So again, at the end of the day, I agree with that sentence wholeheartedly. I would love to see it better for all of us, because we used to be the people that streamed to nobody, that had nothing. So I definitely root for those guys. There are days where we are still those guys. There are days where we hit the live button and we still don't have that many people in there. So while I would love to advocate for them, at the end of the day, it's a business, and I understand that because I'm an adult. So I get it. It's a business. So I still think them charging wouldn't be the worst thing ever for us or for the platform. I am glad they're not. I'm not sitting here like, trying to email the CEO and be like, yo, charge us. I'm not asking for it. I'm just a simple comment.
So I didn't hit on what I was thinking a minute ago. So we were talking about advertisers. So we're talking about when advertisers are looking at an app to put ads on, they're looking at how many prospective people they have that they can get their ad in front of. And obviously Twitch charges them a per 1,000 price for ad space. So if your viewer base and the active users that you have drops, you're obviously not going to see as big of a return on your investment for those ads. There's not as much of a marketability standpoint for advertisers to put ads on Twitch. So in that alone, they're losing money from that. They're also losing money from people not streaming there anymore. So even if it's a short-term problem, is Twitch profitable enough to have a short-term problem not be a big problem? Because I don't think it is.
Simple fact is we don't have all those numbers in front of us. Like, we don't actually know what they do. And just because they report something on Google that says we made this much and we profited this much and we lost this much doesn't mean that's going to be totally truthful. At the end of the day, that's just the truth. We compared Kick, I believe, last time, and we compared how, like, where the hell are they getting money from? And I don't believe a single gambling company is going to be doing it for you. Again, Amazon versus this one company. I don't believe that. So at the end of the day, it's all just speculation, and it's just all, what we're thinking in our head right now.
We don't know we don't know the bottom number that would keep Twitch up and running, the bare minimum.
Right. So at the end of the day,
I also don't think Twitch would be, or not Twitch, but YouTube would be the place people would go.
No.
As much as I
No.
don't like it, I think Kick is the obvious option for most people that would be wanting to move somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean it would definitely
Now,
help Kick out a lot.
If all those people move over to Kick, that just became a humongous amount of actual viewers on the platform as well. And I can guarantee those
They don't
viewers
do ads on Kick, do they?
there are no ads.
Zero
Yeah.
ads.
So they're watching their, the only thing you don't have over there, like we talked about, is your connectable like apps and things, like your sound alerts and things, but you can use
Extensions.
different extensions. Yeah. The only thing you don't really have is like channel points. But like I said last time, you can make channel points with different bots
Right.
and have different stores.
Mm-hmm.
So you could make a Twitch environment in your Kick stream if you wanted to. I'm not a Kick fan. I've talked about that multiple times on this platform.
Made it clear. Yeah.
Made it clear that I'm not a fan. But I think if Twitch did that, it would help Kick become a very, very solid option for streamers.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think it would. But
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully in the heart of competition, it would only then improve Twitch a little bit later in some other aspect of it. My point I'm trying to make is there's enough people that are established there who are going to be there, who advocate for it. I think they'll keep it afloat. I think the people who either weren't willing to pay for it or who gave up on it, who are on the outside now watching the new success of the other streamers, right? I know, how do I say this? I have a list of friends of a different culture at work who believe wholeheartedly that they want to start streaming tomorrow. They don't even know that I stream, right? They don't know because I just don't talk about it at work because I'm busy working, right? They, after Kai just broke Ninja's record, they believe because they're like him that they could come in and start streaming today, and they want to do it. So my point with that is when you start seeing everybody else be more successful, you see more people's dreams coming to light because there's less competition, and we're still going to be holding on, and we're still going to be providing the platform.
Mm-hmm.
I think more people come back and decide, okay, I'm going to pay for it because this is possible. And again, now slowly, again, I told you guys there's going to be a dip in the beginning. Now they're going to be making more revenue potentially later, right? Or they can go to their parent company and be like, okay, I know last year sucked, but look how much we're up this year. And then, make an argument to be like, hey, I should stay afloat. So I again, all this is speculation. This is all just things that we're thinking. None of this has been said. None of this has been rumored. None of it, other than like your subs are actually going up. That's a thing.
That's happening July, I think 11th.
That's
so I would sub
$6
now in advance. Go ahead and do your 6-month advance subs.
Our usernames are below. But I'm just, from a business standpoint and thinking about it, standing on business, just like I think they'd be okay, and I think the rest of us would really, I think we'd profit from it. I think it would be really good for us. It wouldn't be good for the company. But again, this is me thinking from the bottom up, right? This is me thinking what would be good for me. So I think that's interesting. Okay, so this one was super interesting, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to read these on the podcast today. This person said, long as I could play whatever music I wanted, I'd be down. Like, some of the rules have to go. Again, this wasn't a give and take. They don't care about any of that.
They don't have control of it.
The
they
rules
don't have control of the music.
Well,
that's a DMCA issue. Like that's
right.
Like you're gonna get sued if you do that. So
yeah, that's not Twitch taking it away from you. That's the music company taking it away from you.
That's just Twitch covering your ass is what's happening.
That's Twitch covering their own ass because they don't want to be sued in the middle of it. They're like, hey, we said they can't do it. They just keep doing it. So.
Well, that's why they give you warnings and strikes and everything else, and they take your VODs off.
Now, I agree.
Because they know what's happening.
And I've said it in the past. I would pay to be able to play whatever music I wanted as its own thing. If it was its own thing offered and I could pay for it and have it in the VOD and have it all displayed how I want and play whatever I wanted, absolutely I'd pay. To me, it should be like a subscription thing. I should, pay 5, 6, 10, whatever dollars and be like, okay, so for this month you can use music on your stream. I would do that. If this person is saying if they charge us to be there that they should go out and do stuff like that, I agree with that. They should go out and fight for more things for us, because if you're going to charge us for the platform, you need to make it better. You need to listen to our wants and needs. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, that's not what's happening here, because this isn't happening anyways. But theoretically, knowing the company that we've already worked with, they're not going to do that. So, I mean, it's solid though. Some of the rules need to go. I can't think of another rule that needs to go other than music. I think all the rules are in place for a reason. I can't think of one that I disagree with. I think a lot of them are there in the place of safety for the viewer.
Yeah.
I literally can't think of one right now.
I don't even think the music one's like a Twitch rule in general, though. Like, even if they wanted to change that rule, that's just DMCA problems. Yeah. So you can't do anything about a government-wide issue,
Yeah. But again, I think, that'd be a really cool way for the music companies to make a little bit more money. I think they're leaving money on the table by doing this. I think absolutely they should just, go to whatever platform, especially YouTube, because talk about rules being dumb. YouTube is the hard one. Okay. Go to them and be like, okay, if you guys, the company, pay us this amount, we'll allow, no strikes to your company for using this set of music, because the company owns the music, not the artist. You can't tweet the artist and be like, hey, Jonas Brothers, can I please use your music on stream? They tweet you back and say, yeah, bro, I don't care. You're still going to get DNC striked, because that's not a legal document that says.
Only a couple people have that. Like T-Pain, you can use T-Pain's music on stream,
right? Mm-hmm.
Because he owns his stuff.
Which, you know what? I just saw a podcast interview on T-Pain today that said he makes more money streaming than he did making music.
Yeah, he's a critically underrated artist. Be like 100%. Like, he is super underrated.
I just thought it was funny that he makes more money. Oh, bro, the way he starts his stream is fucking hype. You talk about intro. Oh man, he does it good. I love it.
It's almost like he's a professional or something.
Are there any rules that you guys think should be changed? Do you agree with this person at all on, if they were to charge us, let's go ahead and get rid of some of these rules? The only thing I slightly again agree with is that music, but that's not a Twitch rule.
I agree with the music, but like y'all said, there's really not much you can do about it. The only other thing I would have said like a year or two ago was allowing us the multi-stream. But
yeah, which is already done now.
We can do that now.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I can't think of any like rules that I would want to change. I miss hosts. I miss those, but that's about it. That's not a rule. That's just a feature that I want back.
But it was never really proven that they helped you either. It was just a cool way to support your friends.
Yeah, which is why I want it.
Just show a little extra love.
I just missed the alert I had for it. I worked hard on that alert. I want it back,
We just have eyeballs that would pop up.
For those of you that are newer to Twitch, who don't know what we're talking about, it's not the same as Kick. It's not a raid. It's not what hosting means. Hosting was like a really cool way that you could, help a friend out, show them some support, show them some love. You would host out to their channel, which would be like some buttons that you could do from yours. And it would basically play their channel from your channel, just like they do now when you have a list of listed streamers. It's still there. It's just not the same effect. It would just be a cool way. And the, rumor was that would help you with discoverability as far as putting you into the algorithm. That was never proven nor said by Twitch. So I think that's ultimately why they got rid of it, because they were just kind of like, it doesn't do anything for you. Who cares? And then they give us the recommended streamers list, little upgrade. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're talking about when we say host. It's an old thing. If you were here, you knew. If you weren't, now you know. All right. So no other rules, boys. We just love Twitch, huh? We good with all them rules they got.
I mean, I can't think of a rule that I disagree with. Like,
I don't. I mean, there are some that maybe you're like, but like, you have to think about everybody, and they're there to protect. Mm-hmm. I can't. There's not a single rule that I'm like, and sometimes like if you were to get striked on something and you wanted to message them, there are actual people that read that, so they'd look at your channel and try to figure out. I think one instance we had, I had a Pride member in my community had said, I believe, I don't know if I can say this on Spotify, so I don't want to say it. But damn it, how do I say it properly? That's a political term here.
I don't know.
They expressed that they liked the same sex, and I read their message out loud, and I got in trouble for it. But then when I messaged them, was like, "Hey, like, you know, we were describing that person's role, and they were completely okay with it." You know, it got taken away. Like they understood at that point because they broke down and
Mhm.
watched the clip, and they were like, "Oh, he's not hating this person. He's, if anything, promoting this person." So
Yeah.
I think, again, rules there. It sucked. Like, should I had to have gone and done that? Maybe, but you know, I thought it was awesome that they jumped on it and they fixed it. So, and then the other user, which literally is just named user with no profile picture, nothing on their profile, was like,
I
I
love
just
those.
love how you guys are trying to rationalize making Twitch better when they're not going to do anything. They don't care about you, and they won't change. Y'all should just leave. That must be a kick user.
What a loser mentality to have, though.
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna take my ball and go home. Like, nah, bro. Just
No, you better come get
Stick it
dunked
out.
on. You better come get dunked on, boy.
like it is what it is. Like, does Twitch care about all of their streamers? To some extent, I think so, because obviously you are the product that they are selling. The product
you
they're selling
imagine-
is your stream.
Could you imagine trying to take care of 7.6 million people?
That's a lot of people, man.
I got
It's a lot.
100 plus
That's
in my
the
Discord.
monthly streamers right
Just
now.
imagine that for a sec.
I got 100 plus in my
7.6
Discord, and I want to pull my
million.
hair out half the time, bro. Half the time, I'm like, these people are too much, bro. There's only 100 of them.
Yeah. Now imagine 7.6 million monthly streamers on your platform.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants something. Everyone's doing whatever. There's people that are yelling at you on Twitter, adding you every couple hours saying, "Oh, this is broke. I hate this. Why you're taking all this money? Yada, yada,
Mhm.
yada." I'd charge you more than 50% if I was Twitch because I'd have to put up with your ass.
Oh, man.
Like, I can't deal with it, you know? Like,
So said I'd charge you more than 50%.
I mean, for that stress, hell yeah, man.
I feel you. I can understand that.
I mean, if you want to go stream somewhere else, go stream somewhere else. No one's stopping you. But to tell other people that they shouldn't fight for something or discuss something because they want to make something better is absolute ludicrous.
Mhm.
Get over yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of times, if you dig into that person, you know, it's somebody who tried and failed, so they're just sour, you know. And at the end of the day, there are so many people on this platform, on all these social media platforms. They just want to spread hate. You know, they're not happy within their own lives. She spoke on all this before, you know, and they're aimed to go make you feel small about yourself so they can feel bigger. But at the end of the day, they're just digging themselves deeper into a hole. So. Sauce, I'm gonna call you out just a little bit, brother. I hope you're ready for this one. Okay.
I don't know.
We posted the bot posted a video, clipped
Yeah.
a piece of what you said, and Grizz and you commented on it. You wanna?
Yep.
Do you have anything that you want to openly express to Grizz right here? Because
Oh,
again,
sure.
the bot takes it out, you know, out of context. Of course, it's the bot's job for all the clips. For those of you listening, is to create an argument. If you go back and watch the clip that we were just talking about with Lucky, it took what I said out of order. It put it in a different order just to make it look like an argument. So I love the
Right.
bot. It does a good job. It's getting engagement, you know,
Mhm.
but it takes
does
what
what
we
it's supposed
say
to do.
and it clips it incorrectly. So
Mhm.
do you want to talk about the thing or you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Pretty much I was saying that my personality is that I am like a dog with a bone. Whenever I'm onto something, I'm on it and I don't give up. Like, I'm gonna make sure something's finished. And you guys are immature. Stop it.
Sorry.
I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing.
But what I'm saying is, I'm just gonna make sure that I get whatever done, and I don't care how long it takes me to do something. I'm stubborn and I'm gonna finish what I start. And Grizz said that's a good way to get burnt out, which I don't disagree with,
Yeah, it's not wrong.
because that is a good way to get burnt out. But for me, that's not really that's just how I operate as a person. That's like
Yeah.
a personality
Yeah.
trait that I have. Now, do I recommend other people doing what I do? Absolutely not. It's not a healthy thing to do. So don't be me. Be
I think-
better than me.
I think the small argument to make on your side is people. I think a lot of people don't understand is I think it's different because I feel like Grizz tried to dip his toe into your shoe for a second there, which I know he's just looking out for you, but also I think he's kind of looking at his perspective of it. Well, Grizz is a full-time farmer and then does this as a side piece. You are a full-time content creator. This is your job. So part of your obsession and the time that you put in, and like we talked about, you know, when you're having a mental day, you kind of check yourself and you go and you make content anyways because it's your job. It's how you feed your wife. So it's just it is a way that you provide for your family. So while for people like Grizz and, you know, me and Lucky who work full time and then come do this as well, yes, that would be a very quick way to burn out. Very quick. You know, but
Absolutely.
you can, you know, take a couple hours, breathe, watch a, you know, TV or, you know, some of my content and drink some iced tea and then reset yourself and get back to work, you know? So I think that's where a lot of people were missing some part of that, you know, where they just thought you were just, you know, like us, where you're doing all this on top of just kind of letting your mental go down. I don't think that's the case at all. So, you know, when we worry about you, we come out and we're like, all right, Sus, take the night off here, buddy.
Yeah. All right.
You know, which I think we've done
That's
twice.
definitely a thing. Yeah. That's definitely a thing. You have to definitely be in the same situation as the person whenever you're thinking like them. So my situation is a little bit different than a lot of people's because I do this full time, like he was saying. So just like if you're at your job, people are considered workaholics or whatever. If they're going to make sure they get the job done, they put that before a lot of things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself necessarily a workaholic, but I'm damn sure going to get my job done whenever I say it's going to be done. So I just call it responsibility and maturity at that point.
Yeah, I mean, there's no boss here. There's
That's
nobody here to pat you on the back, tell you a good job, and give you a slight raise because there's nobody here to do that. So your raise is the work that you put in and the content that you produce. So I get it.
You want a raise? I'll get you a 6-foot ladder, brother.
You know, I'm okay. I'll stay on the ground. I don't like heights, man. Don't like heights.
If only we would have secured that sponsorship with a little blue pill that I could make a really good joke right here, but you know, we didn't get the sponsorship. Screw
No, we need that
you
sponsor
guys.
for Blue Chew, man.
That's what I was
Nah,
talking about. You're not allowed to say their names.
Oh,
They
I thought you
refuse
were
to
talking
pay
about
us.
Viagra.
They pay everybody else. Oh, they're blue as well.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
We didn't secure that one either. You're making my life hard right now. Ayo. No.
So did they.
So to be fair, I'm gonna call myself out while I'm at it. So Sunday, I made the biggest mistake, which we talked about not making, right? I wanted so badly to finish Ghost of Tsushima, not because I'm tired of the game, just because I think everybody else is getting tired of it and they're ready for me to play something else, which is not okay. Don't worry about what the other people are saying or wanting or whatever. Do you? I stayed up way too late. I had work the next morning. I made some decisions I regret. I stayed up late and I finished the game, you know, kicked some ass, had some fun. Which then in turn, what happens, us? How did my next couple days go?
Well, you were dragging ass and you didn't get no content done.
I was too tired.
None of the things happened that you had planned because you had planned to make content every single day pretty much.
So was me staying up worth it? Was me finishing it worth it?
No, probably not.
Because I missed out on 3 days of content because of it. Because that night I was too tired. The next night I was too tired trying to catch up. And then yesterday I was just fucking beat. So, yeah. So, again, that's a small message to everybody. It's not about me. It's about the message that we're trying to provide you is, you know, we've said it before. Stick to your schedules, especially if you work, especially if you have a family. You know, don't do extra. Okay. Make sure you, you know, hopefully agreed upon a schedule with your spouse and stick to it. And if you work, be responsible and get off on the times you're supposed to. And don't overdo it no matter what. You know, I in my head, the excuse was like, oh, they're tired of watching me play Ghost. And, you know, we're all hyped because I'm about to step into my next journey of a new game everybody's been talking about. So it wasn't worth it. Should have done it. I should have just finished it up on Thursday and then started the new game afterwards. But Here we are, 3 days in, no content made. Lucky. So we have both been called out. I think it's your turn, buddy. I think it's your turn. Sauce, you gonna hit him with it? Sauce, you gonna hit him with it? I'm stalling and bluffing. Sauce, hit him with
I
something.
have nothing to call him out about anything other than he doesn't post content. I mean, what do you want
do
here?
nothing.
Like, that's the only thing you can call him out on is he doesn't make clips and post content.
That's true.
But it's not his goal to.
Exactly. So me calling him out on that is just like him going, oh, okay.
Yeah. What you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? I know it's not my goal.
Maybe he's too nice. There you go.
There you
You're
go.
too
That
kind to
could be
people.
something. That could be something. I am a little bit too nice sometimes. I should ban people when I don't sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't be in there anymore. Several times.
Several reasons that Sauce should have been excommunicado.
Exactly.
No. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been in a couple of your streams. I think you're still doing good, dude. I think you're still just having fun and going on about it and, you know, enjoying yourself. So
Yeah. I mean, that's my goal. That's my personal goal, is just to have fun with it. You know, is I don't look at the numbers. I don't see how many people are in a stream. At the end of the stream, as long as I had fun doing what I was doing, then I had a great stream.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, we've
what it's
talked
all
to a lot of people like in our own chats when me and Sauce are live, and you know, they'll ask about you or they'll say, you know, which is annoying, when's Lucky going live? Bitch, it's about me right now. All right. But you know, we love you, brother. It's just so cool, man. Just to see how everybody just flocks around you, dude. They just love you, dude. So jealous.
All right. So I'm going to be the voice of the people right now.
The voice of the
talked about-
people.
We talked the other day about how we were supposed to be talking about fucking equipment. And here we are, multiple episodes later, ain't said a damn word about no equipment. So let's talk about some equipment, guys.
Well,
Equipment,
I know
okay.
the first thing we need to say is that, you know, podcasting equipment needs to be way more expensive, bro.
Oh,
I mean, I
it
heard
needs
that on
so
TikTok.
So much more.
The
I heard
haters
that
feel
on
like
TikTok for
it's just-
definitely in our comment section.
they feel like if it was more expensive, we wouldn't be sitting here still doing this with lesser equipment because we know how to put filters on.
I'd sound like a potato talking to you guys. All right.
Oh no, 720p.
Uh-oh. Hey. That's what I stream on right now.
He said, hold up, wait a minute.
What you trying to say here?
but okay, so I'm glad that you brought that up for our viewers and you
Me
know listeners, but mostly for our viewers, obviously, for the point I'm trying to make. Nobody probably would have guessed that you're 720p. I mean, maybe like the first 6 episodes, probably, because I could figure out how to fix it on my end for you. But you know, again, we didn't need you to get a new camera in order to fix the problem. So,
No.
and I think that was a question that we were asked several episodes ago. Thank you for the call out, Sauce.
No problem.
You know, people are either not streaming, and this was me in the beginning too. They're not streaming because they feel like they don't have all the equipment they need yet, which is wrong. We've talked about a trillion times. But just what equipment do they need to be successful? It's you are the equipment that you need to be successful. That is the answer, short form. But every time we do a short form answer, we get yelled at. So go ahead and dig deep into it, Sauce. Go ahead, let them know. Give them the business.
It all depends on what you're trying to do. That's number one. So just be honest with yourself. Are you trying to be a streamer that is really good at the game and your gameplay kind of speaks for itself? Because then maybe you can get away with just having a microphone and playing the game. If you're not as good at the game and you are just really witty, maybe your comebacks are good enough. So maybe you just need a microphone. Regardless, you need a microphone. You got to be able to talk to people, right? That's a requirement. It doesn't have to be this microphone. It doesn't have to be one of their microphones. It could be that $20 TikTok shop microphone. I don't really care. As long as you can talk to the people, even if it's an Xbox microphone that you used to have on the headsets, you know, with the one ear and all that, it doesn't matter, right? But people want to talk to you. So that's important. Now, if you're someone that is relying on like your facial expressions and all of that type of stuff, I recommend having a camera or a VTuber model, your choice. But people love seeing other people or they love seeing models of VTubers because most,
Doing stupid stuff.
I see that. Most communication is nonverbal communication.
Mm.
So that's a super important thing to remember. But as for what equipment you need, honestly, a cheap camera, a cheap microphone, and whatever thing you're going to be streaming off of. If it's a computer or if it's
Directly
your
from a console.
console,
Console,
do it
yeah.
directly from the console. It's even easier now to stream directly from a console than it was whenever I started.
Mhm.
Like you can get scenes and like an OBS style stream just from your console now.
Yeah, it must have
It's
been
not
rough.
OBS.
Must
it's
have been
through,
rough
like,
back in your day.
Lighttube or something. I can't remember. Streamlabs. Yeah, it was. It was rough. I didn't have any of that when I first started. I had, okay, so my first few streams, when it was directly from my Xbox, I plugged in a really bad webcam into the back of my Xbox One, had it sitting on top of my TV, and
Mhm.
it lets you put your camera in one of 4 spots, like pre-designated cameras.
Mhm.
So I would put my camera in there and just stream. And I had a tablet up that I would read chat from where I was viewing my own stream.
Okay, Mr.
Because,
Fancy Pants.
yeah, tablet. Ooh, fancy. It was a free tablet we got from Verizon because we had upgraded our phones at one point.
Hey, shut up,
That's
Verizon.
what it does.
Nothing great, right?
Hey, Verizon,
They
we're not
suck.
sponsored. We will take the sponsorship.
You know what? I'd rather sponsor with Mint Mobile. Mr. Ryan Reynolds, hit my DMs. Not for Mint Mobile, though. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Just so we can get early access to Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just the cake. We want that too. But I think just equipment wise, just use what you got. No one needs to spend thousands of dollars on a setup. I recently did a Twitch setup video on YouTube showing what I have. But I've acquired all this over 3 years of streaming. And I still don't have like a crazy expensive setup. The most expensive piece I have is my mixer that's like $300, which, yeah, that's not cheap, but it's also something that I use subs to pay for eventually. So I don't recommend doing all that right out of the gate. If you want to, you can, but don't expect the return on it. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Since you brought up your video, can we give a shout out to Mama Saucy for random Mama Saucy noises in the background?
She was on the phone, man. Like, I tried to edit around it too. It was so difficult.
No way. There's no way. That's hilarious. No, I think, honestly, it gave the video more charm than it already had. So, tell her not to worry about it. I saw her comment on there talking about, don't be mad at me. So what do you say? What says you, Lucky? Because I know you're big on, having, stuff and upgrading slowly but surely. And, we talked about in the past, you're a big, Facebook marketplace guy, always trying to find a good deal.
Oh, yeah.
So you're very smart when it comes to building up your equipment, but you have a decent setup. So definitely, I think this is aimed at you as well.
So to answer the question, like, what is the best equipment, or
Well, I think the question exactly was, what equipment do I need to be a better streamer? I think that was the exact question.
Do I need to be a better streamer? I really enjoyed your answer. The best equipment you can have is yourself.
I mean, it's
Sakes.
the truth.
Huh?
That's the truth.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Confidence in yourself.
Yeah, having confidence in yourself in order to do it. Just push yourself forward. As far as having dropping $3,500+ on a setup, you don't have to do that to stream. I mean, you can build a PC that's about $250 to $300 and be able to stream from it just fine.
Right.
I'm 3 years in, and I'm 3 years in, and I still don't have a setup that costs over $2,000.
Right. And I know that's factual because I helped build his PC.
because when I started, I didn't know shit about PCs. Like I called Lucky freaking out about how to take apart my computer. Like I had him on FaceTime while taking my PC apart for the first time because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
It was, it was pretty fun to watch because Sauce was like, these are some small fucking parts. How am I supposed to fit my fingers in there? And
Bro,
he was just like,
I got some fucking
Mama
hot
Sauce, your
dogs
fingers are
over
smaller than mine.
Yeah, I literally could not use my fingers in those tiny little areas. I couldn't fit my hand in there. I was like, this is dumb.
Okay, hold on. This is not stream related per se. It's not at all, actually. So I was changing the oil on my truck the other day. I cannot fit this part of my forearm between these two fucking, I don't know, whatever they had in there to unscrew it. So then I try to go at it from the top, but it's so far down. I'm like shoulder deep. I'm like, I literally can't get it from the top. God. So I literally had to come in here and get my wife to do it. And now like her whole back of her arm is just bruised. Like she had somebody at work ask her, like, do I need to call somebody for you? She's like, oh, I was changing oil. I'm like, I would have rather you had them call somebody than, you know, tell them that you had to change my fucking oil, bro. Made me look so bad.
I don't know why they make things like that are small. Like, I understand you're trying to save space.
Right.
But most men have big hands and thick fucking arms.
Right.
On average.
Their goal is to make it so that
you take it to a mechanic.
Be able to do it.
Yeah, you have to take it to a mechanic. Yeah, it's annoying.
That's what
your PC is the same way. That's why I said it's not stream related. But like you're inside that thing. I'm telling you what, man. I had your problem.
Tiny little screws, little spaces.
I went to my garage and I welded together 2 different pieces of metal just to make an extension, just there and screw something out. Just because I was like, there's no way I fit down here for that. It was ridiculous. So.
Oh god.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if you're like dead set on wanting to spend the bare minimum amount of money, I would say 60 hertz monitor. You can get really cheap from Amazon even. I mean, you can get one less than about $80, $60.
You could probably find one on Facebook Marketplace for $10.
The one I use for my chat, I got a monitor that's 60 hertz and it's turned vertical. I got off of Facebook Marketplace for free.
Yeah.
You know,
there's offices that are getting rid of their PCs. There's offices that are getting rid of their stuff all the time.
That's how I got my first desk.
So yeah, just pick that shit up, man.
That's how the desk I'm currently using. I only paid $60 for. You know, off of Facebook Marketplace.
What? Yeah. No facts, dude.
But no, I mean, $250, $300, and you could use your phone as a face cam. We covered that in like the first episode.
And it's good quality.
There's plenty of applications you can put on your computer to be able to use your phone to use that as a webcam and everything.
Yeah.
And like Sauce said, it's good quality for it.
I mean,
better quality than my first camera.
If the question was directly, you know, how can I improve my quality? Where do I start? We'd always suggest audio. Start with audio, you know, then visual, you know.
So one thing I will say, before you begin even trying to stream, you're not going to get far if you don't have good internet.
Yeah.
True.
But even for the people that it's impossible to have good internet, there are settings and things that you can do in OBS and on your computer. If you have a computer, if you're just from your console, and it's a fat struggle because there's not a whole lot of settings to help you with that. But there are ways to dummy it down. It's not going to look great, but you can get one out there with clear audio, which again, like I just said, audio is king. So definitely get your audio right. But I mean, before I say what I wanted to say is look at Jinxie, look at Queso. Like they don't have a streamer-esque background like I do, or like Lucky does. They're more like you, Sauce, where they have just a regular background. Jinxie just moved out of his freaking kitchen table chair that he started with because he broke it live because he's, you know, the most. He was sitting on a kitchen table chair, just streaming from that, from his Xbox. So, you know, when you look at those guys are obviously blew up. They're obviously massive. No pun intended there, Queso, my bad, brother. With basically nothing in the background. No good cameras, no great mics, you know. they did slowly upgrade those things. So if you go back and watch like the last couple months, you're like, oh yeah, buddy, he's blown up since then. So check your dates before you come at me. They started with nothing. We had a person in the community, I won't say their name because I don't want them to feel outed right here, but they told us that they spent $5,000 on their whole setup. And then they streamed for, I think, 6 months to nobody and gave up.
Mm-hmm.
So you $6,000 down the drain and you got nowhere. So I think part of the process, I think everybody should start with nothing. Yeah. I think part of the process is having those streams where you're proud. I saw somebody in our community the other day, their title to their stream was something about new sound alerts or something, or I can't remember exactly, something like that. And they were just so proud that they finally took the time out to put alerts in. You know, that is part of growing and learning. And I love to see that. You know, if you never streamed and you got all that stuff set up beforehand, you're not really experiencing that pride in upgrading and that pride of, you know, improving your craft, you know, because you congratulations, you did all the work and hopefully you did it right. You know, I have a community member, DZ, who still can't figure out how to do the sound alerts correctly. But love you, brother. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Again, if you're talking about upgrading, yeah, I mean, there's ways to slowly upgrade. You know, there's things you should want. You know, if you have any kind of community backing you, again, most of our community's paid for everything you see. So, you know, you want to make goals, you know, realistic goals, and have them help you out with that stuff. So there's nothing wrong with putting a dono thing up on your screen and being like, I want a new mic, you know, because if they love you and they're tired of listening to your fuzzy background, they probably want you to have a new mic too.
Possible. So. And always look for deals, because those streamers that stream for 6 months that spent $5,000 on their setup, they're selling that thing for like $3,000 or for $2,500 on Facebook Marketplace, trying to make a little bit of cash back.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my secret. My first PC that, like, my nice PC that I built, I got off of Facebook Marketplace. I spent $600, and this was whenever PC parts were like skyrocketing.
Thanks COVID. Thanks COVID.
Right. And it had for anybody who's a tech head listening, it had an i5 10400K with a 3060 12 gigabyte in it and 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM for $600. I jumped all over it.
Wow, that's a lot of words.
Bet I'm not reading them.
Because at that time, that GPU alone was selling for that much by itself.
Bro, I saw a stack of 3080s, a stack, and they were selling for like $50 each on, I think, TikTok Shop.
Those were.
I'm like, no, that's got to be fake, bro. That's gotta be fake.
No, it's
that's
real.
Fake.
It's real, but those cards definitely used in crypto mining, for sure.
Yeah, it can be a hit or miss with crypto. Like if somebody says that they were crypto mining and that's why they're selling it so cheap, it could be hit or miss depending on how well they took care of the part.
What's up?
Are you saying crypto?
Yeah, like cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency.
I'm hearing it as two words. Crip, like a gang member. It's just terrible.
No.
And then toe.
No, cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency.
What am I hearing?
Bitcoin, my dude.
I'm tired. Okay, I'm sorry.
Go to bed.
Yeah, so those ones on TikTok Shop, I can almost guarantee they were using for mine, and they probably got refurbished from that.
But you can't clear that stuff off there totally, can you?
Well, the problem is that they're probably also, because they also, you remember Wish?
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Yeah, okay, so Wish is it still a thing? Okay,
yeah,
so,
well, I think so, but Temu or whatever kind of took over it.
Well, so they were selling graphics cards. They were selling GPUs on Wish. And I was watching this YouTube where a guy built a PC using only parts from Wish.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought a, what was it? I think it was a 1660 Super, an older graphics card, still pretty decent today. And whenever he actually got it installed and checked the hardware for it, it registered as a 1660 Super, but when he took it apart and actually looked at the hardware itself, it was like a 1030.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot worse. Yeah, so
Scammers, man. Scammers. They be
I
out
mean,
here.
Wish.com.
you wish
Not
it was a
sponsored.
1660 Super.
That's why it's called Wish. Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they still operate. I think they're still a thing. I think
There's still a thing, I'm pretty sure. But I know Temu definitely took over the marketplace here in the States.
Is it
Especially
Temu
after
or
their
Temu?
It's Temu, according to their Super Bowl ad.
Gotcha.
I get so scared to correct Sauce, bro, because I never know if he's right or not.
That's why I asked.
Because look, if he's right, he's gonna grill me about it.
He even backed it up with, according to this. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, because me and the wife were
Same
watching the
question.
Super Bowl and it came up. We were like, it's Temu? What? Because I definitely thought it was Temu as well.
I could have sworn it was Temu, but hey, I'm gonna start calling it Temu now. I don't care what people say.
That's
It's
awesome.
weird, I know. Doesn't feel right.
Is it
Is what it is.
GIF or GIF?
I hate this.
I say GIF.
I say GIF.
I also say GIF.
Oh yay, we're the same.
Mom's like,
We're
you
all the
choose GIF.
same.
And it's not Jiffy peanut butter, it's Jif peanut butter, okay?
So, anyways, I hope we answered that as clear as possible. I know we jumped around. I know we made some jokes and stuff like that. You know, if you're asking what equipment you need to be a successful streamer, the answer is nothing, just you. Obviously, you need the most basic of basic a way to stream, you know, something to do on stream. Again, trying to, you know, add everybody, not just the gamers, but if you're just chatter, definitely want, again, Mike will still come first. You know, if you're, you know, a Lego builder and, you know, I can't imagine you not talking or something, but, you know, maybe
Your
at that
niche and your passion is most important.
yeah.
So as long as you have those, you're fine.
Right. You know, but if you were looking to upgrade things, yeah, I just, you know, look at your setup and decide what's most important. You know, if your sound's good, your video's good, and, you know, maybe you're dropping a little bit of frames, look at, you know, upgrading your RAM stick or something. I just, you know, figure out what you need, you know, in those moments, you know. At the end of the day, you know, everything that you want to be, it's just the time and the work that you put in for it. You know, I'm looking at, you know, trying to step into a different form of content, and I'm watching people that are already doing it, and, you know, we'll see what happens. But those are things that you guys have to do. You know, if you want to just dive into the deep end, do it on your own, cool. Just don't be mad when you're successful with it. Maybe you pop off and you're super successful with it and you had no studying behind it. You just never know with these things.
Can happen.
So
Right. I mean, to be, if you're wanting to be successful at something, at the end of the day, it depends on the goal that you set to be successful for.
Yeah, and you're also only not successful if you consider yourself not successful.
Exactly.
A wise man once said, if he took 1,000 times to figure something out, he didn't not figure out how to do it 999 times. He figured out the wrong way to do it 999 times, and the one time he did figure it out. So you didn't waste your time getting to where you're getting to. And as far as having bad internet, if you have bad internet, maybe you're not streaming. Maybe you should make YouTube videos. If you can't upgrade your internet, you can't fix it. Because I
do
can
content
tell you,
creation for sure.
exactly, you don't need to stream necessarily. This is the stream PC and not the YouTube PC. But you can still make YouTube videos. You can still make TikToks. You can do all that stuff. You don't necessarily have to stream if you can't control things. Because there are controllables and uncontrollables. And you can only control what you can control. So don't get frustrated. Don't get annoyed by it. And just keep pushing forward because you can do this. Everybody can do it. I'm a big proponent that anybody can be successful in this line of work as long as you have the passion, the right niche for yourself that you enjoy, and you're willing to put the elbow grease in to get there.
good old sweat equity, huh?
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, shifting my focus to YouTube here lately, which I failed at the last several days. I feel like I've had a lot better streams like the last 2 weeks, you know, because I'm not looking at my stream as my end all, you know. I'm not you know, when I dip a number or whatever, I'm not like sitting there like, oh my God, you know, kind of in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's okay. You know, I need this content for YouTube, you know, so it's definitely been a good like breath of fresh air for me to kind of switch my focus. Now, when I look at analytics on YouTube, which aren't instant, I definitely be turning Super Saiyan over here at my computer, which is, you know, I shouldn't do that, but you know me, I got my mind focused on that right now, so that's what I want. But you know, I wish they would refresh instant. Like I'm like, how you've been, you're an established thing for so long. How are you not instant?
I think it's because it's got to account for your shorts, it's got to account for your stream, it's got to account for your videos. So it does it all at a certain time, because technically you can have views on your videos 24/7.
Right.
So
that's true. I didn't think about it that way.
Consistently be changing like every minute. So it's not going to do that for you.
Your computer would blow up. The super computer. That's hilarious.
Especially like Mr. Beast's computer or PewDiePie's computer. If they had all theirs updating every 4 seconds.
Jesus. Servers would be down.
Terrible.
Well, guys, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I think that is going to be it for today's episode. Guys, you are all more than welcome to leave comments, likes, subs, and, you know, just overall good reviews on the Stream PC. If you think we're not doing a good job, or you think we're not covering your subjects, let us know in the comments and we will cover those subjects. Much love, you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Stream PC out.